Hello, everybody, and welcome to your 2024 coverage of WSL's Super Sprint Series. Woo! I'll be your host, John, and I'm here today covering the, as I said, Super Sprint Series for WSL, which is a very exciting series where we do 25% races, 3 in 1 day. We'll be rotating between each one, and they'll differ each week as we go through. This is generally what's called like an in-between season. This is just so that we can cover the times that normally you wouldn't see people racing. It just means that you get the chance to do so. Today's tracks are Bahrain, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. So that's what we'll be seeing today. One-shot qualifyings. So the only one that they will set will be, or the only lap that people will set will be it. And we'll just have to see how they do today. Now, obviously, as I mentioned before, this is the in-between season, and we'll just have to see if really the drivers can pull out their utmost and best here for a one-shot qualifying. Obviously, as I said, 3 tracks. 3 tracks for the night. Pretty big one. We've got a dry, and a wet. So we'll be 2 dries and a wet. So hopefully you guys can enjoy that. Obviously, it's a bit of a mix, and it'll be very exciting to experience. Having a quick look at the lineups here. My God, insanely well-balanced lineups. 127.9. We're going to have to see afterwards. My God, that moved past so quickly. 4th place for Meso there. Good job for him. Here we are in the beautiful air here. So we've got Jono coming in with a 127. Sammy bringing up rear, just behind him. Clunky in 3rd. Meso in 4th, combined in 5th. Baker in 6th. Oatmeal in 7th. We have Zoolander in 8th. In 9th, we've got I Love Controller. Just behind him, we have Broadster in 10th. Dark in 11th. Old Mate in 12th. And Viper, unfortunately, disqualifying along with Old Mate. Bringing them up in 12th and 13th. Pretty close, these top 3, really. Like 0.1 and then 0.8, 0.7 between them. So pretty close. All 3 are very good racers. Practicing a lot, as far as I'm aware, for this track lineup. We'll just have to see if that translates directly into the race, which we are now getting into. Our first 25% race of the night. Extremely excited here in the commentary box. I did introduce myself. My name's John. I'm not the normal commentator for WSL, but I am covering the Sprint Series. The in-between season will be covered by me. I normally commentate over on other leagues, but this will be me for this in-between season. Very excited to have you all here. Now, as we wait for players, 1st place and 2nd place will be vying pretty roughly off the beginning there, having a beautiful dry track here in Qatar. It's going to be this might be Bahrain. It's going to be a real dry track. It's going to be spicy. We're going to have a lot of tire degradation, especially with the 25%. It means the tires are going to wear fast. So we're just going to see what strategy people pull out right at the beginning here. Looks like full mediums for everyone across the track. And the lights are off on the first race of the 25% Sprint Series. Jono in 1st, Sammy bringing up the rear. Jono cutting ahead just to cut off the challenge behind. We're seeing a dive here from Derek, who does a serious amount of damage to his front wing. That's both the Ferraris with a serious amount of damage. Jono able to hold 1st, Sammy bringing up the rear there. Viper completely disqualified. Not sure what happened to him. The Kick able to get a cheeky overtake on the inside, but the Williams bring him right back around. Not quite able to take it from them, though. We're seeing some overtakes here in the center here with Baker in the Aston Martin getting overtaken by the Haas. However, 1st down to 3rd has stayed the same. Oh, very close from the McLaren. Broadster here. Oh, getting bumped right from behind by the Williams again. Dark and Broadster racing harsh here. Both members of the DRL League here in the Sprint Series for WSL. Racing hard. We've got quite a few members from there. It's great to see. Clunky coming up to 2nd, getting an overtake on combined. Oatmeal falling behind them as well. Jono able to get outside of DRS range, which means he's not an immediate threat yet. We'll just have to see if that continues as a trend through this 25%. Baker and Brodster all racing here. Baker, Brodster, and Dark, 3 major members of DURL here during the sprint series, go racing each other in the rear ends here for the points. Dark coming in, taking out every bollard he can. What you don't need bollards, right? Like what are they there for? To make everyone's experience worse, right? That's what I hear anyway. We'll just have to see if that makes any difference to some of the drivers coming around the first corner, coming out of that first lap here. Let's have a cheeky peek. So we've got a mix of mediums and softs here across the board. No real major damage or anything, it looks like. No penalties or anything. We do have a yellow flag. Not sure exactly who for. It could have been a slight spin-off. We'll just have to see if that continues. Obviously, as I while I mess with my settings, obviously, as I mentioned before, this is a sprint series, which means that we are only on 25%. That means that the tires are going to degrade fast. So people going for softs, it's a ballsy play. Combined was going to go for the overtake there. He had DRS. He does have the softs. He's making a cheeky play on Clunky here. Jono able to pull 2 seconds away from Clunky. That's going to give him a nice amount of distance there. Combined riding the back of Clunky. This is a tight one between these two. I'm unsure whether these guys are going to be able to get through this race without making contact. Currently, Clunky is in the clear for second place. Jono well out in front. Not threatened at all. Setting a 1:39. Well, a 1:30.9 as his fastest lap. Combined goes for the overtake. Able to use energy and his DRS to get that overtake comfortably. Dark also going for an overtake on the Haas in the rear there. Baker and Brodster lining up right next to each other. Baker able to get that overtake. Brodster able to retake it on the inside, going for a really late dive. And Old Mate bringing up the rear in his Ferrari. Unfortunately, that early crash just meant that he's not able to hold it. Baker getting the DRS on Brodster. We'll just have to see if he can overtake him on the straight. He doesn't get it, though. It does happen. Just have to see if anything comes of that. We are 3 laps in to our 14-lap race. First race of the night. First dry of 2, with the wet coming up in third. Baker getting a 3-second penalty for cutting corners. That is going to put him, well, really at the rear, outside of Old Mate. If he can catch up, that's going to put it back. Kick. I mean, all cars are really DRS training right now. We're not going to see really any movement from these middle 3 until the next straight, it looks like. Here in our lovely nighttime race. Obviously, if we race in the day, the tyres would degrade almost instantly. We'd be seeing a lot of wet rubber on the track, but we're not having to see that today. All of the races late diving into that corner. Combined got the overtake on Clunky previously. We'll just have to see if Clunky can go for the re-overtake. It's right on board with him. He does have the kick behind him. Not scared, it looks like, though. He's not going for the overtake. He does go for a nice controlled corner. Well, we're seeing a little bit of sliding from Combined. It's likely that his tyre deck is already getting to him. Being a 25% race, that tyre deg on the softs is going to hit hard in the next few laps. And we'll just have to see if that continues to be the case here. Running on board again with Clunky, putting in some serious speed. It's always great to see Clunky race how he does. Hell of a racer, hell of a speedster. And he is, I would argue, one of the cleanest racers on the track. Old Mate getting the overtake on Baker. Baker, unfortunately, spinning out. That is big GG for him. That is going to put him at the back, and he's probably going to have to, unfortunately, now stay at the back. That is really rough. Old Mate getting the overtake on him and putting 4 seconds or 5 seconds between them, along with the 3-second penalty. He's done. That's him out of this race with the time that we have available to us with a 25%. You'll be surprised if we see an overtake there. Speaking of overtakes, coming down the straight here. Just outside of it. I was holding to say it, but unfortunately, we've got a full safety car. everyone's going to come into pit now. Baker completely lost his front wing, causing a massive amount of debris on the track. That's going to put a safety car out, and we're going to see mass pitting from the entire grid here. So we see some hards come out between Dark and Meso here. However, our now current top three, that is Jono, Combined, and Clunky, none of them pit. Probably believing that they can get to the end of this race without doing that. Now, Baker getting a 10-second penalty for speeding in the, I thought Meso got one too, but he didn't. For speeding in the pit lane, it's an unfortunate one here with the tracks out in the Middle East. They are all their pit lanes are tough to tackle. So we're seeing a pit stop from 5th down to 12th. So everyone did pit. Baker obviously had to pit. Otherwise, he would have raced the entire rest of this race with no front wing. But this is given a chance for... This is giving the chance for Combined to actually get a bit of distance close to Jono. Obviously, they're all going to bunch up because the safety car is officially out. Sammy needs to catch up to Oatmeal. If anyone down from 5th to 12th is going to have a chance of getting anywhere near that 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place. I have a feeling these blokes waving their flags are going to be waving them for a while. We've got the pit from Jono. Here we are. So the front headers, the front three, are going to pit. Obviously, when the safety car came out before, it was not in time for those three to pit on their first time around. So they're going to pit now. That's going to give Sammy the chance to catch up. We'll just have to see if he can get in front of any of these boys. They're just coming out the pit lane now. Jono is in the front. Sammy coming through the pit lane now. No, there is no chance these guys are going to catch these ones before they come out of this pit lane. Jono's still comfortably first, obviously holding that first place through the pit lane. I just have to see if they can hold it all the way down. So riding on board with Combined here, obviously we are behind the safety car, bunching up everyone. Now obviously the pitting did happen. Let's have a quick peek at everyone's tyres. So we got fresh softs on Jono, fresh mediums on Combined, fresh softs on Clunky. So it looks like they're sticking with the same... Okay. Cool. Dope. Alright, well, we love an EA moment. That's pretty cool. Hey, John Viper here. I accidentally downshifted at the start, so I got disqualified. Not a good start for me. That is rough. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. It does unfortunately happen. Not much you can do about it, right? I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. All right, well, we had we had to have an EA moment, you know. It wouldn't be coverage of a race without an EA moment. So let's get back into it. Thanks for the invite from Clunky. Super cool of him. And we're back, baby. Let's go. All right, super sorry about the disturbance there. So as we were saying, we've got Jono in first, Clunky in third. Safety car is coming in, but we're seeing some movement here in the rear of the pack. I'm not sure what these boys are doing. Seeing some severe slowdown from Dark, who actually has wing damage. Is he going to come in to change that out quickly? He is. Safety car is still out for this lap, so that is going to give Dark the chance to... I'll do better on Thursday. Hey, it happens. That is going to give Dark a chance to come in and quickly pit that. Obviously receiving a bit of damage from a cheeky brake check in front of him. It happens, you know. 10-second penalty for Meso for corner cutting. That is rough. So the top 6 upwards, looking good on their tyres. We're seeing some hards down the bottom. Not sure what the move for the hards were. I imagine, obviously, you know, you're going to get the most wear out of them, but But it just feels like a weird move. Like, wouldn't you go for mediums? You've only got a few laps to go. Most of this race has been sat behind a safety car, so we'll just have to see if that continues. Jono's still in front, combined just behind him. We'll just have to see if anything changes when this safety car comes in. 13-second penalties for Meso and Baker. Unfortunate for the both of them. That's corner cutting and speeding in the pit lane. Now, safety cars aren't exactly exhilarating. I will say that now. But you know whether it is exhilarating? Rear of this pack, because we are seeing debris come off some of these cars. It looks like possible wing damage from one of the racers in this line. They've got to be real careful coming around these corners. It looks like it was the Williams. Again, Meso taking wing damage and not coming into pit to change it. Oh, and he's off the track. He's skid off the track. He's back on it now, but he did slide off that track. Brodster giving the position back. Very good of him. Very good of him. Safety car is in this lap, so racing will continue now. Obviously, the safety car, as per rules, once the safety car's in, Jono will become the new safety car, and he will decide realistically where the go is. Alright, here we are. We've got everyone warming up their tyres, trying to get them as hot as possible. Now, we've only got a few, well, I say a few laps. Got a little bit to go yet, about half the race, but they're going to be cold after the pit that they just had. Now, the safety car is in. That means, I think, racing will continue right now. Here we go. Meso comes in to change that front wing. As right on board with Combined, who gets instantly overtaken by Clunky. Is the dive going to serve him well? Ooh, not quite. Not quite. That's going to bounce him a little bit back. That is very unfortunate. That's Jono still out front. Once again, Clunky riding right behind him. That is team for team there. Red Bull and Red Bull. The RB of Combined chasing them real close. Alpine just behind them. Oatmeal sliding in behind that Alpine. They are blurring. They're going so fast around these corners. Mason and Baker both cooks. There's going to be another safety car. I already know it. We'll have to see. Derek and Baker. Bit of contact coming through that corner there. Really squeezing each other. Dark going side by side with Old Mate here. Coming through, getting a little bit of stick up. But he is good. Meso did not finish. Meso has crashed. However, no safety car being called. So we'll just have to see if that means that Clunky can use this to his advantage, possibly overtaking Jono in first place. We'll just have to hope. Well, I imagine he's hoping. I don't think we have to hope it. I imagine he's hoping. He's hoping for it. He's sticking close. He's staying within DRS. We have to wait for the DRS to reactivate. Beautiful corner taking. Now, I've said it plenty of times before. Clunky is one of the cleanest racers I've ever seen. Sticks to that driving line perfectly. Jono setting the fastest lap of the race. That is a 1:34.8. RB protecting himself there against the Alpine overtake beautifully. It now means that coming down that straight, no overtakes were made in the top 5. DRS is now on, which is going to give Clunky the chance to overtake Jono. Does he take it, or does he just stay in range? It might come down to the fact that, I'm going to keep DRS so that in this last lap I'm going to have it, you know? We'll just have to see. It's certainly what I'd be doing in his situation. The Alpine goes for the overtake on the RB. They get very close to each other. Oh, the RB just loses out on the chance to keep on top of that Alpine. They are cutting it real close. Oatmeal watching from behind. I'm just going to let it all happen. Old Mate getting a 3-second penalty. The Red Bull now, the RB chasing that Alpine. That Alpine is outside of DRS range on Clunky. Clunky is staying within range of Jono, but not overtaking him. We'll just have to see if he can do it. Verstappen versus Checo. It does feel like that. We'll just have to see if which one is Checo and which one is Verstappen. I know which one I would want to be. Dark and Baker overtaking each other in the rear here. The Aston Martin getting overtaken by that Williams. That beautiful blue being... overshadowing that British Racing green. Awesome camera angles from our on-board cameras here on the track. The Aston Martin just going through the DRS detector there, so we're just going to have to see if he takes the chance on this straight. He is using it, takes it. Whoa, that is a bit of spicy defending there from Dark. I'd be surprised if that isn't a ticket. My goodness. Jono gets overtaken by Clunky. We were too busy watching the rear of the track. Jono re-overtakes it, having a massive amount of energy. But we'll just have to see. He doesn't have as much energy, and they do have the same age tyres. Yeah, I think the Red Bulls are boosting each other. You reckon? They might be, or it might be just the fact that they don't want to... They don't want to overtake. They want to hold it. The last thing you want to do is lose on the last lap because you let the person... Oh, you overtook too early. Well, they has to find it. Yeah, that is what it feels like. That is what it feels like. It's not as spicy, I feel like, because it is rear of the pack, but Bronster goes for the outside overtake. Doesn't quite get it. That is going to give him a 3-second penalty for going off the track. Are any of these boys going to go for the overtake? The Williams speeds past those hard tyres. Aston Martin locks up a little bit, going wide. That is going to allow Baker to re-overtake, and now the Williams is on a defensive job. That's going to force Old Mate into Brodster at the rear here. Going side by side, that is a huge amount of collision there between the Williams and the Ferrari. I think that has, in fact, damaged the Williams wing again. Oh no, it looks okay. But that will cause underbody damage for the Ferrari 100%. We've seen a complete switch of positions at the rear here. Now, talking about position changes, Clunky is once again in second, right behind Jono. We'll just have to see. If he goes for the chance he's got. A few more laps to go. Brodster overtaking Old Mate again. The fight in the rear here is close. They are cutting it tight. Williams going off, completely off again. Dark well off the track. A huge fight between these four. It is spicy back here. Now, Brodster, Baker, and Dark, all major members of DRL. They are going to be racing to see just for the bragging rights, really. Clunky still staying behind Jono in a 0.5. We'll just have to see he can take that in the next 3 laps. Brodster going pretty slowly through that corner there. He has a nice bit of grip, though, and no damage to that front wing, which is a bit of royalty back here in the rear of this pack. The Williams sliding off again. I don't know what's going on with this Williams. Front wing is actually damaged, it looks like. That is unfortunate. Possibly underbody damage. The slams. I imagine his racing ability is out the window currently. He is going to drop further and further behind. It's up to Baker to stay inside DRS range here with a 0.8. Old Mate with the 0.5, and then Brodster 7 seconds behind Derek Zoolander. The Ferrari in DRS range. For real, for real. The Ferrari is in DRS range. Jono also loses his spot down that straight to Clunky. Clunky now got 2 laps to go and is in front of Jono. They are going to be racing pretty hard for it here. Jono using to try and overtake Clunky. Clunky saving his energy once again. I think it really is going to come down to a last lap overtake. It is close here at the front. Now, obviously, at the back again, Old Mate getting the overtake on Brodster. Baker also going for the overtake on Brodster. It looks like Brodster did go off the track. There's no way he would have been able to lose both of those positions, or both of the positions to both of them if he hadn't gone off the track. Oh! And Old Mate's completely spun off the track. He's completely gone. That is him out of this race, guaranteed. 2 laps, he's not going to be able to catch up. Brodster's now chasing Baker and gets the overtake barely on him. Dark gets another 3-second penalty. Brodster Baker here. Oh my goodness, these two racing. It is brutal. The bumping and the... Oh, and that's Brodster completely spun out. Reset back onto the track. That's going to be a yellow flag, and that Ferrari's going to be able to catch up. Oh my goodness. The race the rear here has just got spicy once again. It's now Dark versus Baker and Old Mate versus Brodster. We'll just have to see if anything changes here. Now let's pay full attention to our race leaders here. Clunky and Jono. Obviously first of 3 races tonight, and first of 2 dries with a wet finishing us up. We're seeing a little bit of tyre lockup from Jono there. It looks like he dove really hard, keeping his speed for as long as possible. Not giving Clunky the ability to overtake, but Clunky has a ton of energy. We'll just have to see if he's able to use that for the overtake. Dark now falling behind Baker, and Old Mate is sticking to the back of Brodster. He does have DRS, but he doesn't have the energy to go for, like, realistically, any sort of overtake. Not going to happen. Unless he dives, he doesn't. Clunky's going to win. There's no way. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. The GOAT himself, head of the league, racing a good friend of his and a close rival, I would say, in speed and competitiveness. Now, Clunky has DRS, but barely made up any time down that straight. That is terrifying. Just shows quite how good Jono's corner taking actually is. Oh, if Jono can get out of DRS range, that is going to doom Clunky and his ability to win this race. We'll just have to see if he can do it. Old mate overtaking Brodster at the rear as well. Brodster's going to go for the re-overtake on the inside, but doesn't quite get it. Old mate able to hold the outside line there. We'll just have to see if these two... Oh, Brodster's kind of real close. Oh, and he's losing bits of wing because of it. He was really trying to dive there, and that meant that he took some proper damage because of it. Clunky is catching ever so slightly here on the final lap. Coming down our final few corners here. Straight done. That was his... Oh, he does have the purple sector for Sector 2. He's caught him real close here. He's very, very close behind. We'll just have to see if he can do it down this next straight here. Getting the DRS. He's 0.7. How well is he going to be able to take this corner? He rides the curb a little bit. Does have his DRS full using to try and catch up to Jono. Jono not using anything to stay with a bit of distance here. Does he dive it? He doesn't dive it. He's 0.4. This is close. It's very, very close. Oh, they are cutting it. We're coming right down this beautiful straight here on the first race of the Sprint Series WSL 2024. Jono getting a little bit of lock up through that corner, but it doesn't matter because Clunky is just too far away. That is Jono with the first win of the first race of a three-race night for WSL's Sprint Series. We have Clunky coming up second, Sammy third, combined fourth, Oatmeal fifth, I Love Controller in the Haas is sixth, Baker in the Aston Martin is seventh, Brodster in eighth, ninth is Dark, 10th is Derek Zoolander, and 11th is Old Mate. Beautiful win from Jono there. Perfect racing from start to finish. Never really lost that first place with a great amount of fear. I imagine Clunky did give him for a run for his money in the middle of that race there, but those safety cars meant that Clunky was able to stay close. I think without the safety cars, Jono would have won that very comfortably. So that was obviously one of 3 races tonight. Let's cover the next race. Super excited to see you guys there. I'm going to presume you're going to be in it. Cool backflip. I'm going to presume you're going to be there, Viper. Hopefully you are. Communicating with online services. God, I love it. I love EA. Beautiful cheering there for the Red Bull team. Wonderful win from Jono. Good for him. Good for him. Very well done. Hear those beautiful fireworks going off. And that is the standings currently. 26 points to Jono. There he goes. Constructors... Red Bull up the top. Good for them. Good for them. I Love Control actually coming in 6th. I must admit, we didn't talk about him very much, but he did hold that mid-ground very well. Brodster able to actually bring it back up to 8th after all of the penalties were brought in. We'll just have to see what the next stage and what the next race brings for them all. I will be there. I'm excited to see it, Vibe. I'm excited to see it. Hopefully you don't get a terrible start. As is the luck that you sometimes face. I may have to leave and rejoin. We just have to see. I'm not going to do it while we're in this screen because I don't want to break the lobby. There was more competition at the back than the front. There certainly was. There was a lot of competition at the back. It was heated back there. A lot of people bumping, a lot of overtaking. And look, it's always fantastic to see backmarkers still trying to push for it. I'm gonna have to leave and rejoin this. It's always great to see backmarkers pushing for overtakes and still trying to push for that race. Just restart this. Look, it's fantastic. Lovely F1 2024 servers. Yeah, they're fantastic. Oh my god, that was loud. Like, it's always great to see backmarkers racing and fighting for positions. Normally, not normally, but you see it a lot. A lot of people just don't bother. They're like, oh, I don't want to, or there's no point in trying or pushing for it. But like, it was awesome to see those backmarkers really pushing for it. And look, what more can you ask for in a race, really? Like that's it. It's action across the whole board, across the whole grid. You know, it's not just those front markers pushing it and getting the wins that they need. I'm not sure why I'm having so much bad luck with EA today. My god, this game is loud in this menu. Oh my god. Crossplay needs to be enabled. What are you talking about? EA. God, Clunky's the GOAT, man. Slipping these invites in. What a legend. Alright, we're in. We're here. Cool. Alright, we're good to go. Awesome. So while we wait in the lobby here, let's realistically discuss last race, because as we mentioned before, backmarkers played a massive factor there. There was that safety car, which obviously caused the bunch up at the start, or at the front, which meant that Clunky was able to fight for that first place. There was a chance, and unfortunately didn't come to fruition, but there was a chance. Now, if anything does happen again, you know, if we get more safety cars or something in this next race, we'll just have to see if that causes, again, the same fronting. But that also is saying, you know, most people are warmed up now. So we might see different people in the front. Or, who knows, maybe Jono will go off the track, not get his qualifying. You know, Jono at the moment, the driver to beat. Maybe we'll see Clunky come up front. Who knows? I'm excited to see it. I do love a bit of competition. So maybe we'll see a Verstappen domination, you know? Or maybe we'll see a bit of a mix-up. Unfortunately, that does mean that Clunky is Checo. I'm sorry if you're watching this back, mate. That's rough. That's real rough. All right, in the pits for our second race of the night. Again, another dry. The second race of the night, another dry. And obviously, if you're just joining us, 25% sprint race, 3 in one night, hosted by the WSL kind of Greater Oceania server. They kind of encompass the world, but you know, Oceania is kind of the region you want to be in if you want to get a nice, decent amount of connection, and that your time zone isn't too rough to racing. Because my goodness, have I experienced that as a racer before? Yep, jump on for European time. My God, I'm waking up at like 3 a.m. to race. So, you know, hopefully, if that's not something you want to experience, obviously don't push for Oceania. But if you are in that region, join on up. It's right below the stream. Check it out. Sprint Series is the in-between, so that's why we're doing 25%, 3 races for that one day. So joining some of the cars on the track here, it's pretty hard to cover qualifying, not gonna lie. Brodster and Clunky both up front right now. Brodster getting knocked right down because he took that corner terribly. Zoo is actually in first currently. It's hard to swap between races because who knows where everyone is. Clunky now in last. That's crazy. I'm not sure if that's if that's accurate. A couple of people retiring, obviously having a bad lap. Jono up the top, as always, setting insane qualifyings. Oatmeal and Meso both disqualified from the qualifying. Very unfortunate. Sammy bringing up second and combined in third right now. Zoo in fourth. Derek Zoolander in fifth. Brodster actually in sixth. Clunky in eighth. Obviously taking a corner or two, a bit rough. That's going to really put him back. He had a real chance, you know, with the last race, but we'll just have to see if maybe he'll climb through. Maybe he'll pull a Leclerc and cross, 8 people in the first lap. I'd love to see it. We'll just have to see if it happens. Zoo dropping down. That means now Sammy in second. We're combined in third. Derek Zoolander in fourth. Jono set in the 128.2. Let's see how these guys shape up. Clunky disqualified as well as Oatmeal. Wow, this is going to be a real climb for a lot of our front runners. Last race, we're going to see if they can climb up to the front. Jono setting a nice, clean, fastest lap, allowing him to sit up front once again. Some of our front runners from last thing, we had Oatmeal, we had I Love a Controller in the middle there. That's Clunky, of course, goes without saying. That's really rough. We're obviously just going to have to see if these guys can climb. Hopefully they can. It's going to be really unfortunate if they can't. That's a pretty unfortunate qualifying result for those guys. It's a hard race to stay inside of the white lines. It's a tight one, dare I say. Now, as I mentioned before, obviously sprints. Now, this is the second dry race, and we're going to have a third race right at the end here. There will be wet. So if you're a fan of wet, slippery racing, tune in, stick around. And if you are listening while racing, feel free to let me know. Tell me that you're listening while racing. Don't do that. Actually, no, do that. Tell me that you're racing. I will obviously keep everyone informed on the placement, the energy usage, as best to my ability. Now, with Jono winning first of the first race of the season, which is an extremely exciting achievement for him, we're just going to have to see if Clunky can bring that back with the second. Got second light, third light, fourth light, fifth light, and we are away for the second race of the 2024 sprint season. Let's bring up the penalties here because, oh my goodness, do I know there's going to be a few. We're seeing a lot of cars slip and slide past each other at the front here. We're seeing wings fly all over the place. Brodster way down in last, losing a significant amount of his engine. Zoo crashing into the wall, causing a virtual safety car off rip. We're seeing a lot of damage for quite a few of the cars in that first corner. Clunky trying to get through. Did he get through unscathed? It looks like his body and wing are intact. So we just have to see if he can keep that up. Meso in a comfortable fifth there. Good for him. My goodness. Sorry, I'm choking from how surprising that is. Derek Zoolander in fourth. Combined in third. Sammy in second. And Jono in first. Now, what is very scary here is because it's a virtual safety car, it does mean that everyone's going to remain the same amount of distance apart as it was when the safety car was called. We'll just have to see if that works to people's favor or not. Jono able to get a super big distance between him and Sammy. We'll just have to see if the LP can catch that up. Now, Clunky Brett taking up 6 positions on that first lap. He did pull a Leclerc and get a bunch of positions up. Seeing a couple of movements from everyone. Meso in 3 positions there. And a couple of changes from others. No penalties yet. Jono riding out front with Clunky with the go as always, whipping out a cheeky little invite. God, I love EA. Super sorry about this. Very embarrassing. I don't know what it is. It's only when I cover WSL. Oh well. will rejoin back into the action here. It was in a cheeky little sprint race, so obviously in the safety car. So hopefully not too much has happened when we come out the safety car. Watch me come in and it'd be like, Clanky's in the lead, you know. Alright, back in it again. Let's have a cheeky peek here. Got a few penalties. Viper's got a massive penalty. Jono and Clunky's been able to get up to 4th. Broadside down in last, completely behind everyone. Not sure what happened to him. We probably had to pit to swap out that wing. Clunky into 3rd now, overtaking Meso. Meso looks like he has a full body. No damage there for him. So Clunky now in 3rd. Been able to really make it through the pack. He's pulled Charles Leclerc and really pulled it up. Sammy in 2nd here with the 1-8. It's really strange because I don't believe the the broadcast has been dropping. I think it's just my connection to the EA servers. I suppose I can double check that while we watch our back markers overtake each other, and the nice movement from Sammy and Clunky here, really pushing to get up more positions that they can. Beautiful racing from the boys here, as always. Front markers killing it. Just having to really play catch up here, unfortunately. That is the name of the game when it comes to this. Meso overtaking Oatmeal on that straight. Oatmeal looking for the inside retake, though. Does he get it? Oh, he does have the inside line, but Meso able to pull just ahead. And having to cut a pretty harsh corner there. Also, barely not colliding with Clunky. Sammy is catching Jono as well. Insane speed through these straights. Beautiful maneuvering. A lovely clean line take. I love people with that. They just know their setups. They know their lines. It's great to see Sammy in this Alpine really having to chase that Red Bull. We're seeing the other Williams. I just saw Meso smash into a wall. Completely ending his race as well. Not on the driving line, though, so it doesn't look like we're going to get a safety car. Broadster retiring from the session. I imagine Meso will probably have to do the same. We'll just have to see if he views the race still. Maybe he wants to watch it. Nah, Meso is out of that one completely. Jono riding out front now pretty comfortably. Sammy's still 2 seconds behind him. Clunky's 6 seconds behind Sammy, with Oatmeal right behind him. So following the... Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. Thanks. Yep. All right, EA. Yep. Okay. Are we good? Alright, I don't have a constant communicator. So sorry. Extremely embarrassing. I apologize. Extremely unprofessional. I really apologize to any viewers of this later, and for any viewers of this now. I really apologize. Very unprofessional. There we go. Very sorry about that. Hopefully it's solved now. I really apologize. Alright, we're back in. I don't know why it does this camera angle. It's so weird. So no penalties currently. Clunky a beautiful 7 seconds behind Sammy. Sammy 4 seconds behind Jono. Derek Zoolander bringing it right up. Oatmeal dropping right back since we last saw them. Very rough for them. Derek keeping on Clunky. I'll just have to see if anything comes of that. I imagine Clunky is not excited to have a Ferrari, especially that beautiful bright red right behind him. It's never a colour you want to see chasing you, especially not around these straights of our beautiful night track here. Now, dry track, obviously, wet track next. We'll just have to see if the wet track brings any more fortune to our friends. I do know that for a fact. Clunky enjoys a wet track, so we'll just have to see. We've got a car in the pits. That is Sammy. Sammy did pit, putting on fresh softs. I imagine in the hopes to pull back some speed, a bit of attention. We've got the Haas pitting. For what tyres? I'm not sure. They look like they are softs. Yep, so putting on some softs, swapping for the mediums. A pit about halfway through the race. You know, that makes sense. Even on a sprint race, on a 25%, it's the play, definitely. Sammy getting a 3-second penalty for speeding. Oh, no. Multiple corner cutting. That is rough for him. We'll just have to see if, unfortunately, he can put that distance between old mate. Otherwise, if he can't, that 3-second penalty is going to really punish him if he gets anywhere near first place. Now, Clunky able to get outside of that DRS range, coming through that marker there with Zoolander. So if he can keep to his line, Zoolander is not going to get his DRS, and that is going to be really unfortunate for him, because it looks like Clunky may be able to pull away and get yet another second place, and Jono is going to pull out a first, it looks like, once again. That's all right. Nothing I can do about that. Let's check the race director real quick. Okay, mediums all round, medium to soft, medium to hard for Broster, but Broster did crash. Clunky is coming in for the fresh softs. Out he goes again. Now, Sammy, obviously, with the 3-second penalty, is going to likely be behind them, but we'll just have to see if they can pull it back. Jono is yet to pit on his mediums, sitting himself way out in front. Loving life, I imagine. Absolutely loving life. 7-lap-old mediums. Looks like he came in very early on those mediums. Or not came in, but he chose very early in those mediums to just commit to it. And I think it was the right choice. I think I would have. I think holding those mediums for as long as you can, not being forced to double pit for the softs. I definitely think that was the right choice for him. And I'm completely behind him in that. Completely behind him. Now, obviously, making the correct choice, because he is still 15 seconds ahead of Derek Zoolander. My goodness. For a sprint race, these tyres are lasting. 7 laps in on the mediums is not too awful. Now, 7 laps in on the softs, they'd be gone. And as we've seen from a lot of the boys here, a lot of them have had to pit already and swap those softs out. Now, Jono, I'd be surprised. There he is. He's coming into pit for those softs. Derek, is he going to get the chance to overtake? Is he going to come into the pits again? He's coming in the pits. That's going to give Sammy the chance to quickly try and catch. Can he get in front of that pit exit before Jono can get out? It doesn't look like he's going to, but he did set the fastest lap at a 1:30.4, and he's caught Jono pretty well there, putting himself 3 seconds behind him. That's all 4 seconds, and getting the 3-second penalty from Viper there. That is rough. Now, Sammy obviously does have the 3-second penalty, so that is going to put him back at 6 seconds, technically, behind Jono. Jono on the fresh softs is going to tear this track apart, I imagine. I'd be very surprised if we see Jono do anything but win this race. Was that a Haas off the track? What's going on with that guy? Now look, Sammy can stick to a beautiful driving line all he wants. Unfortunately, he is not going to be able to win this race in this current circumstance unless he can get in front of Jono and 3 seconds in front of him. So he needs to not only overtake him, but 3 seconds in front. And that is very unlikely with the performance that we've seen Jono on before. So it looks like everyone has pitted. Let's remove that and just bring up the penalties. 3 seconds for Sammy and 3 seconds for Viper there. Clunky is catching, bringing it up pretty nicely. I think that was just an EA. Oh, what are we looking at here? F124. Thanks for that. Showing me that. That was fantastic. There are some spectators on the side of the track. If you didn't know, F124 felt the need to highlight that and not the racing. Thanks for that, guys. Oh, I thought he was coming into pit then. Oh my goodness, I thought Clunky was coming into pit. I was like, what strategy is this? Nah, just bringing in the softs, sliding a little bit. Not really sure what I'm witnessing here. A little bit of topsy-turviness, but otherwise some very clean racing from Clunky. Cutting it real close to that wall. It's the vibe at the moment on this track is cutting it close to walls. His driving line is clean. I'm not seeing any real slow up there. A little bit of a down gear. Nah, he's got this pretty cleanly. He knows this track beautifully. He is catching on Sammy. That was a 0.3 through that chicane there. We'll have to see if Sammy can pull that away. But at the moment, Clunky is sitting for a second place with Sammy's penalty. We'll just have to see if Sammy can at all pull away from there. Realistically, all Sammy is going to be able to do at this point is get himself outside of that penalty range. We'll just have to see if he can achieve it. I doubt it, unfortunately. I doubt it, but we'll just have to see if anything does come of it. I really hope so. I'd love to see a decent fight here for first place, but Jono is just, well, he's killing it. He is killing it, and I'm not going to lie to you. Not looking good. Not looking good for anyone but Jono here. Winning 2 out of the 3 currently, unless he spins out or does something wrong. Setting a 1:29 fastest lap as well. My goodness, the speed on this boy is crazy. Now, Derek actually getting real close to the kick here. He's within DRS range. Does he have it? Did he get it? It doesn't look like he did, but he will have it next race. We'll just have to, next lap, we'll just have to see if Derek can overtake that kick. The kick on the mediums, Derek on the softs, getting that bit more grip coming through on our second to last lap here. Beautiful moves from Sammy here, being able to keep himself well in front of Clunky. Clunky falling that little bit behind. That is now going to put him well and very much comfortably in a spot where he's not going to have to worry. We have a yellow flag. Looks like the Haas. Something wrong with them. They possibly went off the track. They seem okay. Did not give the chance for Viper to catch up. It doesn't look like Viper is going to be able to. Beautiful shot there from our overhead cam. My God, look at that. What a gorgeous area. Look at that. Beautiful, that. Absolutely beautiful. So Derek, Zoolander, and Oatmeal, really the fight to watch here. Bringing up 4th and 5th. We'll just have to see if they can really pull something out here in the final 2 laps. Derek has been pushing to get past Oatmeal. Oatmeal on his mediums. The Ferrari has a huge amount of ERS. Massive screen there. It's really telling you, look, you have ERS, use it. Once again, another yellow flag. Caution for the Haas going off the track. It's a great overtake on the straight there, but the kick able to dive, actually colliding with the Ferrari through there. It looks like it was just wheel to wheel and no body damage has been done. But Derek losing his upper hand there. He took on the outside, didn't have space to recut back in. That is very rough for him. Now on the final 2 laps, he's going to have to somehow pull 1/7 of a second out of nowhere to overtake Oatmeal once again and get that 4th place. We'll just have to see if he's able to achieve it. I do love a fight in a midfield here. We're not seeing a little bit of wall kissing from the kick there. If he lost a bit of wing, that is really going to doom him against the Ferrari here. We'll just have to see if he did. It doesn't look like he did. He's still keeping up his speed pretty comfortably, especially through the straights. Insane speed from both the cars here. Now, the Ferrari did have DRS, but it wasn't enough to overtake that neon green shopping trolley. Coming through the straight again. DRS is fully open for... Am I gone again? I've gone again? Or is that actually Clunky leaving? That was actually Clunky gone? What's happened? Do I need to now re-invite Clunky? Or do I have to repay the favor? There we go. Let me repay the favor for all the times he's helped me. Communicate with online services. Oh my god, I love EA. I did not finish from Oatmeal. I don't know if I'm getting the real race right now or not. Well, on the final lap bit, looks like John is coming in with a beautiful win. Sammy in second. The kick did not finish. It looks like possibly crashing. That's going to cause the Ferrari to go to fifth and fourth. Don't know what's going on here. Ah, endless problems. Endless problems. Jesus. Alright, well, we know very well who's winning this. That's for sure. Know very well who's winning this. My god. What an embarrassing scenario we're in here. I'll have to see if I'll have to see if we can fix this. Who knows? I certainly don't. I hate it. Bloody EA, man. The amount of DNFs. Yeah. Do you know what I'm very over? Communicating with online services. Really over it. Very frustrating. Very frustrating they have to keep reopening this. And, I mean, this broadcast has been wholly unprofessional. I really do apologize for all the hardware issues. EA Sports. No, please. Oh, communicate. Oh, no, we're good. Can I join them through this? How do I do this? Oh, anyway, how is everyone? So sorry. Does someone invite me? Viper, can you invite me? I don't know if you can or not. Or if there's a new lobby come in, I'm not sure. F1 fan is a great name, Viper, by the way. That's really funny. Let's go over here while we wait. I'll invite you when I can. Thanks, man. Are you in the between section? I presume you are. Waiting for like the session to end or whatever. Oh, thank you so much, Jono. Alright, let's get back in here. What a joke of a game. No way I get communicating services glitch? Yeah, baby. Why wouldn't you? Alright, let's get back in here. Alright, we're back in. Final race of the night. And it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be all wet, I believe. I got communicate with services glitch. You can quickly leave and rejoin, I think. You might have to if you have that. I'm happy to invite you, Viper, if you need me to. Oh, fuck no, I thought I was going to get it. Let me... Oh, I can't invite you because you're in the lobby. Sorry, mate. Alright, final race of our 3-race sprint series first day. Now, Jono's taking the win on both times. Good for him. This will be a wet Qatar. Bahrain was first and then Saudi Arabia, so we'll have to see how Qatar shapes up, if it's any different, and really just quite how well everyone performs. Restart my game now. All right, good luck, sir. Oh no. Oh. It's terrifying. And I'll invite you when you come back online. You back in, Viper? Can I shoot you an invite, mate? You are not. Fire. I asked Clunky for a minute to restart my game. Hopefully he saw it. Maybe. Maybe. AM F1. What does that mean? Oh, Aston Martin F1. I was like, what? Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen... Oh, I see. Number 1, Max Verstappen. That's cool. Love it. I don't know. I like this. I like this stuff. What is that? My guy made a cross. God, how long your game take to restart? Viper, hello? Still not on my little list. God, I tell you what. Very excited to see Qatar in the wet. I don't think I've ever seen anyone race Qatar in the wet. Loaded now. Let's go. Here he is. I can't invite you. Someone else is gonna have to. You're gonna have to message I don't know, Clunky, I guess, because he's the lobby host for an invite. Sorry, mate. Why more people are leaving? What is it? Oh, why? How are you not in here again, Viper? What are you doing? That's all right. Last race of the of tonight's sprint series. My game crashed, so the Irish dude is giving me time. Oh, old mate, I see. I was like, who's the Irish dude? That's funny. So, obviously, as we mentioned before, Jono winning 2 races now, putting himself at 40 of 52 points. Clunky coming second, and I don't know what he came last race, actually. And the Alpine hooked on points with him, both at 33. 18 from the Ferrari and 16 from the Kick and the Haas. 12 from the RB and 11 from the Ferrari. They know now. Old told the boys it isn't F124 without the bad EA service. That is so true. That is so true. It wouldn't be this terrible game without it being terrible, huh? Oh, we love it. We love it a lot. Zoo is back. Let's go. Don't. Oh. Oh. What's everyone's connection here? What's going on? Oh, there we go. That makes more sense. Viper. Viper. Reopen your game so we can race in Qatar in the wet. Do excuse the just the general problems for an EA game. It does unfortunately happen a lot. I'm very sorry. I don't know what to do to fill the time here. Ah, don't we love it? There we go. All right, I've sent you an invite, Viper. Please join. Let's get this lobby underway. Let's go. Qatar in the wet. Let's do it. So while we wait, let's have a chat about the real life F1 standings. So obviously Carlos Sainz resting in his Williams at the moment, setting insane times, almost quicker than Leclerc on certain tracks in a Williams compared to a Ferrari. It's very scary. Now there's a chance that he could just move over to Mercedes. I know that they're in semi talks about it right now, so we'll just have to see if that is true, and if it does happen, and if it does. Gosh, I don't even know. It could be very exciting to see Carlos Sainz in a Mercedes, but at the moment he's still in the Alpine. What is happening? Why are we waiting? Let's get this show on the road, boys. Let's get the final race underway. You've crashed again, Viper. Unfortunately, it looks like we're just going to go. All right, loading into Qatar here. We've got a one-shot qualifying. Obviously, is the same as before, but it is raining. So let's see how people handle, well, this very deserty track in the rain. I can't say it's a normal scenario that we're in here. I don't know when it would be raining like this in Qatar. I don't know if I get online servers again, so it's only just start with that. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. At least you can sit here with me and watch the broadcast, right? As long as we don't have our own technical issues. Seems like EA is really pulling a fast one on the servers today. uh. Alright, let's follow behind Clunky here. I'll follow Jono. So we've got, wow, Derek is on the intermediates, but otherwise everyone's on the wets. Jono in first place. Oh, look at that beautiful high-res steamed trail there. I wonder, I don't think anyone would have a wet setup for Qatar, will they? EA screw me over. It does happen. It does happen. I'd be surprised if anyone has a wet Qatar setup. So we'll just have to see. Maybe people have like a baseline wet setup. It's probably the one I'd be using at the moment. Clunky currently sitting in first. Jono way down in fifth. Oh my god, wait. Jono's gone. Jono's left the session? Is that true? Or am I having a problem? No, Jono, I think, has just left the session. Very interesting. He's now in last. That is really rough, but a great outcome for Sammy and Glunky, because both of which, there's a chance that they're going to be able to get themselves at the front. Great racing so far from a lot of the boys here, especially as we're now racing in the wet. I think it's going to be very interesting to see the lap times from the boys here. Clunky actually coming out in first. That's my goat right there, 137.038. The intermediates performing significantly worse than the wets. That is great data for everyone to pay attention to. Just use the wets. Don't use intermediates. Not a good idea. It just says Pepe there on the side of that car. I didn't know that Red Bull was sponsored by them. That's interesting. Jono said in no time. Oh, you've got to be joking. Oh. Oh my god, wait, no, we're good. Oh my god. Oh no, I missed my favorite tire. If you remember WSL America last wettest moment of the dry. Yeah, true. I do remember that. Oh, I was a bit worried then. I was a bit concerned, but no, we're good. We are good. How As a bystander, how would you feel if it just started tipping it down with rain in Qatar? I know I'd be really stressed. I'd be like, you got to be joking me. Like, this track isn't set up for that, you know? Like, is there holes going to appear? Has it ever rained in the Qatar track? Like, in real life? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I know that obviously in F124 it's actually possible because of the random weather systems. I imagine it's probably turned down. I'd be surprised if it was just the same for every track. Alright, well here we are. The lights are turning on. And we're away for the final race. Terrible start for Clunky there. Oh my goodness. He is at the back of the pack. What happened there? Bet on the Alpines because their cars are boats. That is true. What happened there between Clunky? We've got collision between Jono and the Ferrari combined, and Sammy way up front here. Midfielder bumping and sliding. Clunky just didn't go. Looks like he had a clutch issue. The kick has spun out and lost his entire front, so that is him out for the start of this race. Virtual safety car because of the amount of collision that is, or debris that's on the track here. The Alpine now leading up front with Sammy. We've got Combined and Zoo right behind them. I Love Controller bringing it up in fourth. Very interesting to see this guy in the top 5. Derek Zoolander obviously right behind him. Let's bring up the tyres. We've got intermediates up the front. That's really interesting to have intermediates up the front. We'll just have to see how well they perform. Now, obviously, they didn't do great in practice. Jono instantly gets the overtake on the Ferrari as soon as the safety car ends. Beautiful overtake. Clunky also gets the overtake on the Ferrari after the safety car ends. What is this think different driving from the start? Yeah, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Clunky now chasing Jono. We'll just have to see if these boys can Charles Leclerc themselves to the front here. Combined Zoo. I mean, everyone's really still very close, so there's a massive chance here. Jono going for the overtake on the Haas and gets it beautifully. Both Jono and Clunky, both very proficient racers. Clunky, I say that as he goes off the track. Sammy setting the fastest lap of a 150. That is so funny. Clunky right in the rear of this Haas here. Obviously, DRS is not going to happen because of the rain. So we're just going to see ERS usage. It's all going to be about the ERS usage. Combined and Zoo go real wide, getting real close to each other, these RBs. The Alpine almost loses his position, but is able to hold it. He does go very wide, though. Jono barely defending against the Haas there. Clunky going for the overtake. Doesn't... Oh, no, he does get it because the Haas goes real wide. So that now brings both the Red Bulls from last positions to 4th and 5th. The RBs now ahead of them. They're obviously B team in real life, with the Alpine just ahead of them. Now, I think this Alpine choosing intermediates has, in fact, doomed him. He is going to get stuck on and overtaken by these cars behind him. I'd be surprised if he can get the distance. He does probably have a bit more of the speed in the straight lines, but those corners are going to be brutal for him, as you can see by the fact that he is just drifting around these corners. Through goes Hamilton. It does feel a bit like that with the Red Bulls drifting around these corners here. Beautiful maneuvers from the RBs. Oh, let's see Tokyo drifting around that corner. The amount of speed these people are picking up. Let's run on board with Jono here. Obviously the quickest racer, at least through factual evidence of the previous races. RB going wide there, giving Jono the chance to overtake him. Does he get it? He doesn't quite. The RB going for the overtake on the Alpine. It does get it, though. Good for him. The Alpine now having to ride right behind. More speed in the straights, but a lot less grip coming around those corners. So we just have to see if the Alpine can hold it. Coming round here, Jono goes for the inside dive and gets the overtake on both the RBs. Clunky now stuck a bit behind both the RBs. Jono getting, again, more grip around these corners. Side by side with this Alpine. Rain absolutely ripping the rear cars. Coming into this corner here, the Alpine has the inside, but can't hold it. That is Jono now out front. Alpine and RB bumping for the second place here. They're going 3 wide. Whoa, 3 wide through here. That is the Alpine going side by side again with another RB, and the second RB overtaking the Alpine as well, but sliding way off the track there is going to give the chance for Clunky to slide right through and take that position off him. That's now Clunky in third. So now there's only one RB between them. There is a yellow flag, I would imagine, for the kick there. Sliding off the track, well off the track. Clunky could have dived that, to be honest, probably. But I think he's playing a little bit safe. The weather is not diveable, I would argue, myself. So Clunky now 0.2 behind Zoo. Zoo taking it real wide again. I'll just have to see if he keeps that real wide scenario, or if Clunky's able to retake him on the inside. This straight is going to be good for him. Both on the same tyres. Clunky had the slipstream though. RB almost making contact, having to pull away. And Clunky's able to dive that. The second RB goes for the dive, but doesn't quite get it on his teammate. He almost had it. It looks like that RB bumped the back of Clunky there, but we'll just have to see if that was true. It looks like there's no wing damage on them. Through goes Hamilton again. I know he's overtaken constantly. This Alpine really has doomed himself with the intermediates. It was not the play for this race, I must admit. Sammy getting a 3-second penalty. That Alpine is now pretty much gone for the rest of this race. There is no chance of this guy getting top 3. Well, it depends on, I suppose, pitting scenarios. If he can pit and get some wets on, but the intermediates were not the vibe. These corners are way too wet to be taking an intermediate through it. On the straights, obviously the intermediate much better, but just way too wet for intermediates. It is definitely a wet scenario. Now both the RBs are taking these corners like it's we're in Tokyo or something, you know. So we'll just have to, you know, realistically, I think one of these RBs is going to go sliding off any corner now. Like, you can see these backs kicking out on all of the cars when they come around these corners. The lack of control is crazy. Obviously, sliding means you lose a ton of speed. So is it worth... almost losing control there combined. But is it worth slowing down, coming through those corners, getting the straight line out of it? Or do you drift to try and hold the position? It's a tight fight between these two RBs and Clunky. Jono just absolutely running away with the race. No rain in his face to have to worry about there. It's not realistically going to happen for Clunky unless pit strategy is on the table for like a great pit, you know, maybe an undercut or something. But he's going to have to stay a little closer than 4 seconds. Or Clunky's just going to stay out the whole race on those wets. We'll just have to see. Both the RBs are riding each other through here. But again, the kicking is harsh. Both are sliding constantly. Combined, having a lot more control through these corners than Zoo. It looks like Zoo may actually, at some point, possibly spin out because of it. Like, he's losing a lot of speed coming through these corners because he is just drifting through it. But we have been seeing both these RBs having to constantly correct their wheel. Let's see if Clunky is having to do the same thing coming around these corners. I doubt it, because he is getting a lot of distance on Zoo. Is he having to correct through these corners? Not really. No, he's not like sliding like the RBs are. Oh, a little bit, but nowhere near as much as the RBs. So it looks like the Red Bulls are able to really like keep control of their cars, and the RBs are just sliding all over the place. But the best thing about these RBs right now is they are both getting slipstream. So they are both able to realistically slipstream slingshot each other forward, which is going to keep them side by side. Combined almost spitting out there. That could have been real dangerous. Derek Zoolander within striking distance of the Haas here. Is he going to be able to get it though? It's too far back, it looks like. The Haas is using a ton of energy to stay in front of him. Not going to be able to catch him today. Really, the fight to watch here is between second down to fourth. Some good, like crazy speeds being made through here. I'm not sure quite how the RBs are expecting to perform better than they currently are with the way that they're sliding constantly. It's definitely not what I would consider the best course of action, especially as they are like using their energy going through these corners. They must be sending it speed wise. We're now coming up to about halfway through this final sprint race. Just gonna have to like hold on these RBs really. Like the pit strategy is coming up. I imagine the pitting will happen soon. And these guys, I don't know what positions are going to change. Realistically, these RBs are going to be able to overtake each other. But outside of that, I'm not sure. This may literally be your final finishing look. Although the Ferrari catching the Jono leaving the session again. More connection issues. That is an EA moment confirmed. RBs overtaking each other. There goes combined right past Zoo. And this is going to give Clunky a great opportunity to catch up. Which is really unfortunate for Jono. Jono's going to have to speed run the rejoin. I'll have to send him a quick little invite if I can. He's not on my friends list. So, and I've just screwed myself with a communication glitch. Fantastic. Oh, and it's like constant too. It's not even like every now and then. Clunky able to overtake Jono there. Great overtake from him. Unfortunately, Jono is currently AI, which is going to mean that not only can you just go through him, but he is not going to be able to race at the performance that's required. This is really rough. Combined over to overtake him as well as Zoo. This is a super unfortunate circumstance for them. I'm going to have to again leave because of the communication glitch. God, this game, man, it's so bad. That's all right. Okay. Ba-da-ba. Love online services. Lost the race because of it. Yeah, it's really rough.
Copy, we're checking. I'll let you know.
Let you know. They're checking. What are they checking? I don't know. Can they check the fucking EA servers? Is that a possibility? Can we check that? We need to. Sorry, I don't know if swearing's allowed on here. Let's have a look. Thanks for the invite, Viper. I didn't realize you were in the race. Are you in? Are you in? Are you spectating or something? Am I just going to join some random lobby? Who is this? Is this what your name is? Session. What is this? Don't invite me to things that don't exist, mate. What are you doing? No, I sent the invite like 3 millennia ago. That's funny. Okay. I don't think EA is going to play well with me here, unfortunately. So we may, unfortunately, have to cut the broadcast short. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. That is unfortunate. Look, at the moment, if Jono doesn't rejoin, it looks like Clunky is in first. So let's go off the idea that Clunky won and the two RBs came second and third. Look, thank you so much for stopping by for the broadcast here for WSL's first sprint triple session of the year. I apologize for the technical issues, but I imagine they will be solved